Magandang gabi po. Ako po si Professor Aquino ng Polytechnic University of the Philippines na ngayon po ay kasalukuyang nagre-record ng isang video para po sa aking estudyante. Palinsun po sa direktiba ng ating pamahalaan na suspended po ang klase hanggang ngayon at hanggang bukas. So ngayon po ay Huwebes, kahapon po siya nagsimula at natatapos po bukas. So, sa Monday po, wala na pong suspension, something like that po. So, ngayon po, ang ating pag-aaralan po is Introduction to Environmental Management System. So, ginawa ko po ang video na to dahil alam naman po natin na wala pong kakayahan ngayon po yung ating mga estudyante na pumunta sa eskwelahan. Kaya po synchronous and asynchronous mode of learning ang ginagamit natin ngayon. So, i-share ko lang po sa atin yung ating gagamiting material. Ayan. Nakikita niyo po ba? So, yung pong nasa unahan yan, ayan po. Week 1 and 2, Introduction to Environmental Management System. So, this course introduces the fundamentals. No? Simula na po tayo, no? This course introduces the fundamentals of environmental management system. So each and every student will learn how to manage environmental responsibilities, comply with regulation, and improve the performance of the company. Okay? So that is the course overview. So pagka let's say tinignan po natin sa itaas, yun po yung makikita nating kabuuan ng environmental management system. Ano po yun? Environmental responsibilities, comply with regulation, number 2. Number 3 is improve environmental performance. Okay, so why topic matters, no? Ano ba yung kahalagahan nito, no? So may mga topics na pag-aaralan natin. So why EMS matters? EMS is environmental management system. Number 2 is regulation and compliance, and number 3 is creating an environmental policy. Number 4, setting the objectives. Number 5 is roles and responsibilities. Number 6 is monitoring and measurement. Number 7 is auditing and improvement. Then we'll be dealing with case studies also and practical exercises. Okay, let's go first with what? With the importance of EMS in modern organization. So, ano ba yung importance ng EMS or environmental management system doon sa tinatawag nating modern organization? Ano ba yung mga modern organization na tinutukoy natin dito? So, ito yung mga organizations na available sa ating environment. Like, for example, supermarket, or department store, or mall, no? So, nandiyan si SM, nandiyan si Robinson, nandiyan si Jollibee, nandiyan si McDonald's. So, these are examples of modern organization. So, I mean to say, on their own premise, meron silang tinatawag na environmental management. Okay, so number 1, important is what? Compliance, environmental compliance. So, ibig sabihin, EMS will ensure that organizations, so meaning EMS is tool of our government. The tool of our government that to determine if your company is complying with the local, national, and what? International. So, yung scope ni EMS class, no? Hindi lang siya pumapaloob sa local, kasama din yung national. When we say local, we are referring to what? Municipalities, na barangay and municipalities. When we say national, so ito yung the totality of the Philippines, no? Kasama yung presidente, something like that. So, yun yung national. Eh, what about international? Ito yung ibang bansa. Okay. International what? Environmental laws. So, ano yung environmental laws para sa local? Ano yung environmental laws para sa national? And sa international environment? And regulation. Not only laws, but also regulation and preventing legal issues and penalties. Kasi marami na marami na companies na napatawan ng penalty. It's because they are violating the correct disposal of waste. So, merong mga na-penalize. Hindi lang isa, kundi marami na. Okay? So, pangalawa is cost reduction. What do you mean by cost reduction? It identifies opportunities for resource and energy efficient, which can lead to significant saving. So, when we say energy efficient, so nakakatipid tayo sa kuryente. Okay? So, paano? Papatayin natin kuryente, ganun ba? Or gagamit tayo ng generator? No. So, the use of what? Solar energy, nagko-convert na ibang companies into what? Solar energy. So, they are using the solar power to what? To replace their electrical consumption. So, nagiging resilient na yung ating mga companies for this particular issue. Number 3 is reputation and brand image, demonstrating and commitment to environmental responsibilities through EMS can enhance an organization's reputation and appeal to eco-conscious consumers. So, ibig sabihin, reputasyon and brand image is the thing that every organization should protect. Not only organization, but also people, no? Individual people needs to protect their reputation. They don't want damage their reputation. Yung ibang mga tao nga kapag na-damage yung reputation, they spend huge amount, no, in filing cases to what? To clean their names. Lalong-lalo na kapag nakaladkad. Okay? So, that's the reputation all about that I am saying. Okay? So, especially some companies, may mga examples tayo ng mga companies like Jollibee, let's say for example, no? Paano ma-damage yung reputation ni Jollibee. So, until now, nag-ooperate pa rin si Jollibee. So, more likely, nagkaroon ng issue between the Jollibee management and their workers. So, ano yung ginawa ng mga workers ni Jollibee? Because Jollibee is responsible on paying people, no? So definitely, kung nagkaroon ng issue doon, hindi binabayaran ni Jollibee ng maayos yung kanyang mga tao. So gumanti yung tao kay Jollibee. So from that, na-damage yung reputasyon ni Jollibee. Hindi man natin matukoy na sa Jollibee mismo yung gumawa, pero or yung tao mismo ni Jollibee ang gumawa, pero kitang-kita sa investigasyon na gumanti yung mga tao is because nagprito sila ng pinrito nila. Imbis na manok na iprito, yung basahan ng pinrito. Something like that, no? So, it damaged the reputation, the name of the company or the brand image of the company. So, from that, gumawa ng paraan si Jollibee. inareglo niya yung mga tao, inayos niya yung siguro na yan. So, right now, Jollibee is still doing its business. Number 4, risk management. EMS can what? Can identify and mitigate environmental risks, protecting assets and business continuity. Okay, so risk management on EMS can help, no? Yung EMS nakakatulong at nakakagawa ng paraan or solusyon para masolusyonan yung problema. For example, to protect the assets and business of the company. So yung EMS, yung importansya. We are talking of importance. Number 5 is what? Competitive advantage. So when we say competitive advantage, organizations with a strong EMS often a competitive edge and can win contracts with sustainability-focused partners and customers. So madaling nakakakuha ng negosyo or not only business but also clients kapag meron kang malakas na EMS. Okay? Number 6, employee morale. So mataas yung moral ng mga empleyado. Like, an EMS can boost the employee morale by aligning company values. Excuse me. By aligning company values with personal values and fostering a sense of pride in working for socially responsible organization. So from that, nabubush yung moral ng mga empleyado kapag merong EMS yung organization na kinabibilangan niya. Number 7, innovation and efficiency. What do you mean by that? EMS encourages innovation and the development of more efficient process and product. So, magkakaroon ng innovation company. So, hindi nagiging stagnant yung design, hindi nagiging stagnant yung process, but basically nag-evolve or nag-i-innovate yung company to what? To better offer, no? To better offer a very good design of the product to their customer. So, yun yung importance, no? Number 8, supply chain management. So, it helps, no? It helps meet environmental standards required by many organizations in their supply chain relationship, no? So, pinagaganda ng EMS yung relasyon between your company and your suppliers, no? So, si EMS, malaking factor. Number 9, stakeholder expectations, no? EMS aligns with the expectation of shareholders, customers, and the community, enhancing engagement with stakeholders. So, sino-sino mga stakeholders na yan? Yan yung mga shareholders, yung mga stockholders, yung customers, yung community, something like that. No? So, kung yung expect nito, na gawin mo, although they already know that you had an EMS, they are expecting something like a very good quality of the services, a very good quality of the product you need to offer to them, something like that, no? So, yun yung naitutulong ni EMS, no? And for global alignment, organizations align with global sustainability initiatives and commitments such as the Paris Agreement and Sustainable Development. So we will be dealing with Paris Agreement little by little as we go on our material. Number 11, community impact. It allows organization to minimize local environmental footprint. So when you have a very good EMS, so it will minimize. No? Ano ba yung environmental footprint na yan? Let's say, for example, carbon footprint. No? So yung malakas na carbon dioxide na kinaka-contribute ng mga sakyan sa ating paligid. Yung hangin na hinihigop natin from the environment, hindi na siya safe, no? Because of the carbon footprint. So, nami-minimize yun. Something like that. No? Kasi, sinusunod ni EMS what is being implemented by the government. And of course, community resilience. Number 12, EMS prepares organization for long-term environmental challenges such as climate change and resource scarcity. So ito yung pinoprotektahan ni EMS. Maprotektahan yung ating yung ating climate change na naranasan natin ngayon. Mainit, malamig, mainit, di mo maintindihan kung ano na. No? And resource scarcity. So isang importansya na dapat nating matutukan on studying EMS. What are the applications of modern organization? So ito yung mga modern organization na tutukan natin. No? Kasi for example, manufacturing industry. So ano ba yung mga manufacturing industry? Ito yung mga nagpo-produce ng mga products. So EMS helps manufacturers reduce waste, optimize production process, and manage emission, leading to cost savings and regulatory compliance. So sabi sa atin, reduce waste. So ibig sabihin, if you have very good EMS, it will your organization need to follow up. Yung tinatawag nating 4 hours of waste disposal. No? Ano ba yung mga 4 hours of waste disposal? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. So yun yung 3 hours of waste disposal. Then, of course, nagpapaganda natin yun. And of course, it can optimize our production process and manage the emission of our company. Then on health sector naman, number 2. On health sector, hospitals and healthcare facilities use EMS to manage hazardous waste, no? Yung mga nakakamatay na mga basura. Like say, for example, use sirens, no? You know, sirens is yung pang-inection or use medical needles, something like that, no? So those are examples of hazardous waste, no? So nare-reduce nito kasi nga there will be a proper disposal for this, no? Then it will going to enhance the safety, no? So isa pa rin sa advocacy ng EMS is yung safety ng mga tao through a better environmental practices. So on hospitality and tourism, anong naman ang ginagawa ni EMS on hospitality and tourism? So hotels and resorts implement EMS to reduce water and energy use. So yung paano nila na-reduce yung water? So pinapatay nila yung tubig. No, hindi. No? Yung mga, let's say, yung mga naiipon ng tubig galing sa mga lababo, something like that. So kino-convert nila into what? Not for drinking water, but for toilet purposes. No? Pamplas sa CR, pamplas sa urine, something like that. No? Kino-convert nila those water para natitipid nga naman nila yung consumption nila sa water. No? Then, they use, some companies are going solar, no? So they are using the solar energy in replacement of the consumption of their electricity. So magamit sila na. So dito sa atin, available na rin yan. No? Number 4, for agriculture and farming. So ano bang papel ni EMS yan? So farmers can adopt EMS to manage the pesticide. No? Yung mga peste sa mga halaman. No? Soil conversion and irrigation. Dito pinadadaan yung mga tubig. Then leading to sustainable and efficient farming practices. So, yun yung nagagawa ni EMS kanino? Sa agriculture. And what about information and technology? So, ano ba yung waste ng IT, ng information and technology? IT companies use EMS to manage e-waste. No? Ano ba yung mga e-waste natin? Yung mga sirang piyesa na ng mga computers natin. So, sometimes nagiging ko na rin 'to ano, rampant na rin yung pagtatapon nito 'no, sa ibang lugar. Pero if you have a very good EMS, so it's going to manage 'no. So, yung tinatawag nating e-waste. Then reduce the energy consumption in data centers and ensure responsible disposal of electronic equipment. Kasi yung iba, buong TV tinatapon, something like that. Hindi dapat. Then for number 6, for transportation and logistics, no? EMS employed in the transportation sector to reduce emission, optimize vehicle fleets, and improve fuel efficiency. So reduce emissions. So our government is providing emission testings, no? Para malaman kung if your vehicle can able, we can make use, you can make use your vehicle for transportation or kung sa pamamasada. So hindi ka papayagan ng gobyerno na may rehistro yung sakyan mo if your vehicle is not a compliant, no? Kung mataas na yung carbon footprint niya. What else? Optimize the vehicle fleets. So by means of putting a very good road infrastructure na hindi magko-congest ang traffic, tuloy-tuloy, and improve fuel efficiency. So providing what? Electronic vehicles, no, para magamit natin para ma-reduce yung carbon footprint. Okay? For next is for number 7, sa construction, no? May papel ba si EMS sa construction? So sabi sa atin, construction and real estate, construction firms and real estate developers use EMS to minimize what? Construction waste. Okay? So ano ba yung mga waste ng construction yan? Yung, let's say, mga sobrang semento na hindi nasushoot sa mga dapat na pormahan ng mga poste. Let's say, for example, yung ating mga ginagamit sa palitata ng wall, so marireduce na yung paggamit niya. So somehow, gumagamit sila ng strategy how it can be reduced, no? And increase energy efficiency and incorporate green building practices. What is green building practices? Ito ba yung building, pipinturahan mo ng kulay green? Magbi-build ka ng building. Tama ba yan? So definitely, hindi yun yan, ano? Hindi yun tinutukoy natin. So when we say green building practices, ano ba yung ginawa ni MMDA sa EDSA? Let's say, for example. So nag-provide si MMDA ng mga plant packs doon sa alin. Kasi dati namang may halaman yung EDSA. If you will going to ask me, no, yung kahabaan ng EDSA na yan, from Pasay Road hanggang what? Hanggang Monumento, no? So yung gitna ng EDSA na yun, wala pa yung MRT3 na kinonstruct dyan. Ay maraming halaman. So lalong-lalo sa gitna, no? So dati namang may halaman yan. So nawala dahil doon sa trend. So to continue the green building practices principles, no? So ano ginawa ng MDA doon sa mga underpass at doon sa mga overpass, nag-provide siya ng mga plant box to what? Para paglagyan ng halaman at para pagtaniman ng halaman. So they keep on protecting these plants para hindi mamatay. So through that, no, nakakatulong tayo sa sa pag-reduce ng environmental footprint. Okay? So naintindihan niyo. Sa mga building naman, so as contractors, they are providing plant access inside the building. Yun yung tinatawag nating green building practices. And we are what? Following with that kind of advocacy. Number 8. So ano pa yung nako-contribute ni EMS doon sa mga companies at sa modern gas, sa retail and consumer goods. So retailers can adopt EMS to reduce packaging waste, no? Improve supply chain sustainability and manage their energy consumption. So si SM, nakikita nyo yung bubungan ng SM, nilatagan niya ng solar, no? Para at least as much as possible, hindi it will going to reduce their consumption of electricity. So ano pa ginawa ni supermarket? Yung supermarket nag-provide ng mga plastic na environmental friendly. So yung tinatawag nating biodegradable plastics. So ibig sabihin, yung plastic na yun, kahit ibaon mo sa lupa, okay lang. Because natutunaw siya, sumasama siya dun sa lupa. So after a certain period of time, hindi mo na siya makikita dun sa ilalim ng lupa. Kasi natunaw na siya. Do you understand? Okay, yun yung ginagamit niya. So kung wala man sila nun, provide sila ng mga tags, no, para sa mga customers nila. Minsan pinababayaran nila yon. And of course, yung iba, gusto nilang packaging, yung nakakarton na lang. So pinagsasama-sama din lahat, pinamili nila, then binabalot nila sa isang karton. Kasi nga naman, yung karton is what? Madaling dispose na, madali siyang i-recycle compared to plastic. In education, no? So, ano ba yung nagagawa ni EMS sa education? Number 9, educational institution implements EMS to reduce energy consumption. Yan, nag-i-install na rin sila ng mga solar. Yung pusa, naghahanap ng pagkain. I'm sorry. Okay? So, nag-install nila naman ng mga solar energy and in-encourage yung sustainable practices. Yung ibang eskwelahan, hindi pumapayag na ipasok ng estudyante yung plastic. And then, to educate students about environmental responsibilities. So, that's the purpose of our discussion right now. Then, number 10, government and public services like it employs EMS to manage waste, reduce energy consumption, public buildings, and demonstrate environmental leadership to the community. So kung sila nga naman, pinoprotektahan nila yung environment, so yung mga constituents niya, kagayahin siya. Leadership to the community. Sa mga financial services, like for example, Bangko, financial services yan eh. Financial institutions can adopt EMS to reduce their paper usage. So when we say usage, yung paggamit nila ng papel. Before kasi, kung kung nagbabangko ka na noon pa, at nabutan mo pa, let's say, mga time na 99, 2000, 2000, like that. Nagdaman ng sakyan. Okay? So, yung mga bangko, gumagamit sila ng papel at napakaraming papel. So, sa pagitan ng papel, meron pang carbon paper. So, yun yung isa sa contributor ng carbon footprint ng ating planeta, ng ating environment. So, para mabawasan yun, ano ginawa ni Bangko? Tinanggal yung alin? Yung carbon paper. So, at pinalik niya doon sa papel is what? Carbonized. Para bumakat nga naman doon sa kabila, yung isusulat natin doon sa withdrawal slips, sa deposit slips, and etc. No? So, ganun yung ginawa ng financial services. For non-profit organizations or NGO, uses EMS to ensure their operations align with their environmental mission. So, ganyan naman lagi ang advocacy ng mga NGOs, no? And set as an example for their supporters. Okay? So, EMS versatile can be applied in various sectors to to address specific environmental challenges, improve operational efficiency, and demonstrate a commitment to environmental responsibility. Okay, those are what examples, no? Examples of applying or the use of EMS in modern organizations. So ito mga to, nabanggit natin. So these are modern organization na sumusunod sa EMS or nag-employ ng EMS. Do you understand, class? Then, of course, let's go with what? Overview of international or EMS, international EMS standards, which is what? ISO 14001. So, it is starting from what? Kaya bakit tinawag na ISO 14001? So, these are what? Series of what? Restrictions and regulations na ini-implement ni International Standards Organization. Kasi kaya nga tinawag na ISO. So, it is an abbreviation of International Standards Organization. So, nagsimula siya sa 14,001 at nagtatapos siya sa 14,999. So, yun yung series niya, no? Series of 14,000. So, nagsistart siya ng 14,001 hanggang matapos sa 14,999. So, kapag ka dumating doon sa 900, ang kasunod ni 14,999. So, 15,000. So, iba naman ang pinag-uusapan doon. Okay? So, ISO 14,001, it is an EMS standard, no? Pagka nakita nyo itong 14,001, isa lang tinutukoy dyan, environmental protection. Okay? So, provides a framework for organizations to establish and maintain effective environmental management system. These standards help organizations to manage their environmental responsibilities and reduce their environmental impact, no? Ito yung mga overview, no, ng ISO 14,000. So, yun yung what? Idea na dapat malaman natin what is what. What is ISO 14,001? So, yung title natin is what? ISO 14,001 EMS or Environmental Management System Requirements for Guidance Use. So, yung purpose ng ISO 14,000 sets out the criteria for an EMS, providing a systematic approach for organizations to identify, manage, and improve their environmental performance. It helps organizations integrate environmental considerations into their operation strategy and culture. Ano yung mga components, no? Ano yung mga components ng ISO 14,001? So, nandun si, environmental policy. Okay? Andun si environmental aspects. Andun si legal, regulatory compliance. Andun si environmental objectives and targets. At andun din si environmental management programs. Okay? Ano pa? Si roles and responsibilities nandun din kay ISO. Competence and training. Okay? So, if you will be reading all of this, no? So, it's a guide, no? Sabi nga sa atin, guidance for use. Kung paano natin gagamitin si ISO 14,001. So, let's say, for environmental policy, organizations are required to establish an environmental policy that reflects their commitment to what? Environmental protection. So, dapat every member of the organization should be committed. Meron silang tinatawag na commitment on environmental protection and sustainability. Not only protecting, but also to sustain. So, hanggang kailan? So, it is a never-ending statement, yung tinatawag nating sustainability. So, tuloy-tuloy hanggang kailan, no? For number 2, environmental aspects, no? It identifies and assesses the environmental aspects and impacts. Environmental organizational activities, products, and services. That includes understanding how organizations interact with the environment. Okay? For legal and regulatory compliance, it will ensure, no, yung ating EMS, it will going to ensure compliance with applicable environmental laws. Lalo sa mga panahon ngayon, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na environmental police. So, sino naglalagay niyan? Yung mga barangay na, no? So, there are people that will police the community and identify those areas that are not what? That are, let's say, that they have a wrong idea on disposing their waste is because they are protecting the environment. Okay? So environmental objectives and targets. That's a measurable objective. Okay? And targets to continually improve environmental performance and develop action plans to achieve them. Okay, yun yung ginagawa naman doon. For number 5, environmental management programs develop and implement programs to achieve environmental objectives and targets. And when we talk of roles and responsibilities, ito naman yung nananagutan natin, no? Define roles in the organization. So, kailangan meron din tayong role and responsibilities on what? On protecting our environment. So, when you say comprehensive training, so dito in-identify what kind of training that you need to have as far as protecting the environment. So, competence and training. So, of course, nandiyan yung communication, okay? Nandiyan si documentation, nandiyan si operational control. So, these are what? Part of the training, competence training. Let's say, emergency preparedness response. Ito yung response natin into emergency. Nakita natin, naghihingalo na yung tao, hindi mo pa natin tutulungan. Siyempre, tutulungan natin para hindi mamatay yung tao. Mas possible, dadali natin kagad yung tao sa hospital. Do you understand, no? Non-conformance, sino-sino yung mga hindi sumusunod. And what will be the corrective action? Address instances of non-conformance and take corrective action to prevent recurrence para hindi na maulit. So, yun yung babantayan natin doon. Let's say, nakikita natin, nagtapon ng basura sa ilog, let's say for example, no? Ano yung gagawin natin corrective? So, dito sa bansa natin, baka mapahaway pa tayo pag sinaway natin, ano? Pero at least, sinaway natin, no? Gumawa tayo ng paraan, gumawa tayo ng mitigation para at least hindi yan nagagawin sa susunod. Babawalan natin yung tao. And records management, to establish and maintain records to demonstrate conformity with standard and effectiveness of an EMS. So, nire-record natin lahat yan. Okay? Then, auditing conducts internal audits to ensure that EMS is implemented and maintained effectively. So, nire-record natin kung nagawa ba natin yung sorting, nagawa natin yung segregating, and the right way for disposing the products or the waste, something like that. No? Then management review conducts a periodic review of the EMS. And when we say periodic review, it could be what? Quarterly, no? 4 na beses sa taon. Or sometimes it could be monthly. So, dun sa mga maliliit na kumpanya, so they are doing it on a daily purpose. Okay? Ano yung benefit? Ano yung benefit na makukuha natin if we are what? If we are having a very good EMS or we are following the ISO 14,000. So, ano yung mga benefits natin? So, number 1 benefit that we could get, is what? Improve environmental performance. ISO helps organization to reduce their environmental footprint. Of course, no? Given na yan sa ISO 14001 and achieve better performance outcome. And of course, Another benefit is legal compliance. It will ensure compliance with environmental regulations and reduce the risk of non-compliance. So, if we decide to not to comply on this, no, hindi po pwede. Dapat mag-comply tayo. Ano yung ibig sabihin mag-comply? Sumunod. Then cost reduction by optimizing process and reduction of waste, ISO 14,000 can lead to cost savings. So, nabanggit na natin yung cost savings kanina. Ito yon, okay? Enhanced reputation, nabanggit na rin natin yung kanina. Then, another is competitive advantage. So, pag natupad natin itong mga to, magkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na, certification. Ano yung certification na yan? So, didikit natin yan sa company natin, like, on our campus, no, meron kayo makikita, no, let's say, doon sa may waiting shed area, yung mga tarpaulin na maliliit doon. So, lapitan ninyo, basahin ninyo kung ano nakasulat doon. So, nung mababasa nyo doon is what? ISO 9001 series of 2015. Okay? So, ano yung nandun? Quality, what? Quality education. So, dun yung ibig sabihin, yung 9001, ang series nun is 9001 up to 9,999. Bago siya mag 10,000. So, ibang series naman yung 10,000. So, ibig sabihin, doon yung 9001, we call it what? Quality. Quality of the services that we are providing to our clients and the quality of product that we are selling to our client. Do you understand the difference between the two? So, 9001 is quality. 14,001, ISO 14,001 is what? Environmental protection. Okay? So, yan, magiging proud tayo sa company ngayon kapag meron tayong ikinabit na ganyan sa ating mga facade, no? Sa ating mga harapan ng ang company natin, something like that. So, we will be proud to ourselves kasi we are certified. Okay? So, meron tayong makikita sa mga ibang companies, certified ISO. Nakalagay. ISO certified, something like that, no? Kung ano man, no? Makikita natin yan sa labas ng mga company. So, ISO 14,001 is widely recognized and respected. When we say widely recognized, it is worldwide, no, international standard, no? And respected EMS standard, and its principles can be applied in various sectors and organizations to manage and improve environmental performance. Actually, it's not cheap, no? Medyo, we call it very expensive, no? Ang mag-apply ng ISO 9001 and what? ISO 14,001. So, you need to provide it, you need to pay it, you need to invest, no? So that you can have this what? Guidelines for use, no? O paano mo siya gagamitin. At para, bandang huli, sa benefit niya, ay ikaw ay magiging certified. Yung company mo ay magiging certified. Do you understand? Okay, as a summary, no? As a summary, okay, international EMS standards, no? ISO 14,001 and the future. So what is ISO 14,001? ISO 14,001 is a globally recognized, no? Buong mundo that outlines the requirements for effective environmental management system. It helps the organization of all types, like private, non-profit, and governmental, establish a system to identify, control, and continuously improve the environmental performance. So galing siya kay what? Kay ISO. So you just copy this. Okay, double click ito, control click this link, no? And it will going to open you saan ko ito nakuha. This framework supports a commitment to environmental protection, pollution, prevention, and compliance with regulation. And what? Continual improvement. So dito naman siya makikita yan sa Plan A given by, I get this from Wikipedia. So, control click nyo lang yung blue link na yan. Lalabas na yan doon. Standards follows what? The PDCA model. PDCA model galing sa Japan yan. No? Plan, do, check, act. Yun yung acronym na yan, PDCA. So, ano yung plan? Establish environmental objectives and process. Then do, implement. Ano yung gagawin natin? Implement those process. Then check, measure the performance and conduct what? Audits. So, hindi lang i-measure, magkakandak tayo ng audits kung nagagawa. And take corrective action and review by what? Top management. Yung tinatawag nating act. Okay? So, it instructs and aligns Annex, SL, and the high-level structure common across in ISO management. Like ISO 9001, binabanggit ko kanina, and ISO 45001, promoting ease of integration naman itong 45,000. So, bigay din yan ni Wikipedia para for your reference. No? So, what are the components of ISO 14,001? No? So, nandun si environmental policy and leadership. So, yan yung discuss natin kanina. Yung context, aspects, compliance, and objectives. No? So, yan yung yan naman yung context. No? Then, of course, nandyan si operational control and emergency planning. Okay. Then, another is monitoring, auditing, and review. So, nandyan din sa ISO 14,001. Then, of course, continual improvement. EMS is not static. It should be what? Moving, no? Hindi siya static. It must evolve, expand, enrich, and adapt for increasing environmental performance. So, those are the components. No? Ano yung benefits na makukuha natin kay ISO? Legal compliance and risk reduction. Okay? It helps meet regulatory compliance and minimize penalties. Then, of course, cost savings, yan po yung benefit natin. No? And enhance reputation to market access. Tataas yung ating reputasyon. And magiging competitive tayo. No? Then, of course, the supply chain influence. It will going to influence other suppliers na pwedeng mag-supply sa atin because we are following what? A very good EMS. Okay? So, what could be the future outlook of an EMS? Ano ba yung nakikita kong future na EMS? Kasi yung EMS natin is what? Natenga siya into 2015. Yung nabanggit ko kanina, ISO 9001 series of 2015. So, the current edition of what? EMS is what? ISO 14,000 series of 2025. So, it is expected to release to this coming what? End of 2025. So, with the transition of 12 to 18 months. So, saan siya galing? Dito sa link na to. So, ano yung napipicture natin? Ako. Ano yung napipicture ko kay EMS? Pag natapos kaya, early this year. No? So, key themes na siya that will go into shape the 2025 update will going to include what? climate action and transparency. That could be what? Available na, no? So when we say climate action, how do we respond, no? On the changes on our what? Climate change. So more emphasis on reporting and climate responsiveness, lalo-lalo na sa atin. So hindi na pangkaraniwan yung bagyo. So ibang klase na yung mga bagyo natin. Like not the same typhoons that other countries are experiencing. So ano yun? So dati-dati wala tayong ipo-ipo. Pero ngayon, meron ng mga ipo-ipo sighting sa mga provinces, no? Nakakatakot kasi pag nadaanan yung bahay mo, sigurado wasak yung bahay mo. Kahit pag gaano katibay yung bahay mo, talagang sisirain ng ipo-ipo. Yan ang umiikot na hangin na gano'n. Papanood lang natin sa movie, no? Twister, something like that. Pero nakakatakot yun. Then, context, risk, and life cycle thinking. So it could be what? Broader external considerations incorporating life cycle assessment. Yan yung napipicture natin sa update ng ISO 14001. Then of course, digital and supply chain integration. The use of AI and data analytics may be a deeper focus on supply chain sustainability. Okay. Another is risk-based thinking resilience. So it will going to strengthen the risk management and adaptive capacity. So na yung napipicture ko. No? So sa lang naman niya. No? Napipicture ko lang naman. Then of course, next SL alignment. Okay. Terminology refinement, consistent structure with ISO standards, update terms like replacing outsourcing with externally provided with externally provided. So this is galing dito sa website na to. No? So control click nyo lang yan at lalabas. So I hope you understand what is environmental management system. So these are the references I use. So yan yung mga ginamit kong references. Okay? Pasaway na tao. Okay? So ito yung mga references na. So buhay yung mga links na yan. So what is the final thought that I'll be giving for this lecture? So you've laid a strong foundation for what? I've laid a strong foundation for what? Week 1 and 2 of our course EMS, infusing that the latest insights, especially the anticipated ISO 14001 revision of 2025, adds a forward momentum. This empowers students with a framework that not just relevant today, but also adaptive for tomorrow's challenges. So, just watch this video, no? Panoorin nyo lang, then, of course, i-master ninyo what could be the thing that we need to remember in what? Week 1 and 2 for Introduction to Environmental Management System. Okay, then I will be giving a short quiz for this topic. Then before we go to the next topic, this will be discussed by the group 1. Okay? So I hope nagkakaintindihan tayo dito sa portion na to. So meron akong quiz na ibibigay. So the title of the quiz is Environmental Management System for week 1 and 2. So again, this Professor Aquino again. So thank you for listening to my lecture. I hope you have a better insight right now of what is environmental management system. Thank you so much. Good night po. Stop share ko na po ito. Ba-bye po.